What's going on, guys? We're back here with another video. Today we're going to be doing another mock draft video. Alright, so this is going to be another fun one. As you can see here, more teams have gotten eliminated, including the Browns, Ravens, and the Seahawks, who are, I think, the Seahawks is this pick, and then the Steelers, and then the Jags pick. They got that from the Rams, who got eliminated as well, and the Saints did. Today we got the conference championship game, so we'll see about that. But this is going to be a one-round mock draft. In the future, probably after the Super Bowl, there will be like 3 more mock drafts, probably most of them 2 rounds. But this one's going to be a one-round mock draft, and it's going to be a little different. So it's going to be different picks. So we'll see how that goes. Trevor Lawrence, obviously the clear-cut number 1. For here, I've been taking Justin Fields, but I think that Zach Wilson has a possibility of going here, and I think he will go here. I mean, I don't know. It's tough. We'll see what happens. But I got Zach Wilson going number 2 to the Jets. I just think his footwork is a lot better than Justin Fields. He's got a nice cannon, and some people just like say he's not going to be like the next Mahomes, but he like plays like Mahomes, which he kind of does if you watch the tape in the film. I think he looks better than Justin Fields. But at number 3, I've been taking Penei Sewell for the Dolphins, but I think they go receiver here, and I think they're going to take a shot on DeVonta Smith. But I really think if it was a receiver there, they would take Ja'Marr Chase, but since all the recency bias, he won the Heisman, DeVonta Smith, they'll take him. But the thing is, I've got a question. Drop it in the comments. If Jalen Waddle played the whole season, does DeVonta Smith win the Heisman? I say no way, because if you look at the stats, for the first 3 years, Jalen Waddle has outplayed DeVonta Smith. In the first 5 games this year, Jalen Waddle outplayed DeVonta Smith. So I think I don't think DeVonta Smith would have won the Heisman if Jalen Waddle was there. Just think about it. So then, if the Falcons end up with Justin Fields at number 4, I think you gotta cut Matt Ryan right away. Justin Fields, I think you just start him right away. Or, I mean, if you want to do that, you can bench him for 1 year and let him play. Let him get mentored by Matt Ryan. See where that takes them. So then, obviously, the Bengals, it should be offensive tackle at number 1 because they need that badly. They want to protect Joe Burrow coming off of a torn ACL. They don't want that to happen to him again, because if that happens, his career is going to start going downhill and downhill. So that's why, yeah. So they got to take the tackle there. He's the best tackle. If they end up, if he falls to them, it's probably a no-brainer pick. They have to take him. So the Eagles, I kind of want a cornerback, but I think Ja'Marr Chase is just too good not to pass up, and we definitely need a receiver. So Ja'Marr Chase is the pick. We definitely need him, and he's so good. And the reason why I think he's better than DeVonta Smith, or he's going to be better in the NFL, last year, Ja'Marr Chase was considered to be better than Justin Jefferson, and he played better than Justin Jefferson. Outplayed Justin Jefferson the whole year, except for maybe one game where Justin Jefferson scored 4 touchdown passes. He scored 4 touchdowns. They're not touchdown passes. That was Joe Burrow. But Ja'Marr Chase, if everyone considers him better than Justin Jefferson, I think he's the best player in the class. Even if that didn't happen, I still think he's the best player in the class, or best wide receiver in the class. In my opinion, if you watch the tape, he's really speedy and got any good route running, good hands, and I think he'd be a perfect fit for the Eagles. Number 7, this is where I had DeVonta Smith go, but he's already taken since he went to number 3. So I'm going to take Jalen Waddle. The Lions desperately need probably linebacker. I would say they definitely need, but wide receiver is also a really big need because Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones are free agents. If you can't bring them back, you got to bring in DeVonta Smith. And also, Matthew Stafford is going to get traded. We don't know where yet, but he is going to get traded. That's all I got to say. We don't know where he's going to go. I think a good team that could trade for him would be the Panthers are one. The Broncos are one. 49ers are another option. Patriots are an option. You got teams like the football team, probably the Bears, and the Colts. as an option, and also the Steelers now. I mean, I don't know. It depends on what happens to Big Ben. We'll see. Okay, so we got Panthers here. I think they'll take a quarterback, and I think that quarterback will be Trey Lance. I think they take a chance on him because I think they need him a lot. Teddy Bridgewater is probably not the guy sitting at like 28, 29. So I think they're like a quarterback and a tight end away from being one of the best offenses in the league. You already got McCaffrey, Mike Davis. You got Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, and DJ Moore, one of the best wide receiver trios in all of football. So if they get a tight end to round that up, tight end and quarterback, they'll be a really good offense. And then they need a couple stuff on the defense, and they'll be Super Bowl contenders in no time. Broncos here. This is where I would have them take Trey Lance, but he's gone. So I think they take, I think edge is a big need. So I think they take Kwity Paye at 9. Definitely the best edge in the class. And something they need, if they can't bring back Von Miller, Kwity Paye would be a really good pick for them. And that would just be an overall great pick. And 10 here. This is where I've had the Cowboys take Caleb Farley, but Patrick Surtain has dropped to 10. So they have to take him. By far, a lot of people say Caleb Farley is better than Patrick Surtain. I don't really think so because Caleb Farley isn't aggressive enough. He misses a ton of tackles, but Surtain makes his tackles, has great coverage. He can do it all. He's probably the best. He's an all-around corner, and he's, in my opinion, by far the best corner. I don't think Caleb Farley is a little close, but not as close as people think he is. If you watch the film, Caleb Farley misses a lot of tackles, not as aggressive, plays a little off coverage, even if the play is to play like press coverage. So the Giants here, I've had them take a wide receiver, but if they can land Kenny Golladay or Allen Robinson or Chris Godwin, if they all leave and don't re-sign with their teams right now, you got to go after one of them. So probably the best to go after Allen Robinson and Chris Godwin. I don't think you really want to go out and get Kenny Golladay because the whole point of trying to get a receiver here is someone that can separate, and Kenny Golladay does not separate at all. So if you want a wide receiver that separates, because you already got some jump ball receivers in Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard is kind of like a weapon that they use in different types, like a end-around guy and slot receiver. He's a slot receiver. So they need a guy that can create space, and Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin do that. Kenny Golladay does not. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, and Jamar Chase all do that, so that's why that would be good for them. But here, I have them taking Micah Parsons, help out that defense, bring another pass rusher in, especially if they don't sign Leonard Williams, which I think they should. He's been having an amazing season, and he's such a good player. I think they should bring back him, Dalvin Tomlinson, and then got Dexter Lawrence. Then you move Parsons into inside or outside linebacker, because I think linebackers are a pretty weak spot for them, so he would be able to rush the passer, which would be great for them. 49ers here at 12. I think you got to go Caleb Farley. If he's up, I think you take him, but I don't think he's going to be up at this time, maybe. It's either down to him or an offensive line. But yeah, I think you got to take Caleb Farley. He's such a good corner. As I said, he's not there at Patrick Surtain, but he's pretty close. If he just can get a little more aggressive and fix up his tackling problem, he'll be a great cornerback for the 49ers. As Richard Sherman is probably not coming back, so they want someone that can replace him. If he gets his aggressiveness back, or if he gets his aggressiveness and is a good tackler, he'll be a stud in the league. And we got here 13, the Chargers. I think you have to take offensive line to protect Herbert. You don't want it happening to Joe Burrow, even though Herbert's a little more mobile. But your defense is pretty good. You're getting some guys back. Derwin James, getting a healthy Derwin James, who in my opinion is the best safety in the league. You got some good promising guys there, like Uchenna Nwosu, Jerry Tillery, Kenneth Murray, and then you got a stud in Joey Bosa. But on the offense, you got some good receivers. You got a good tight end if you can bring him back, if money's a free agent. And you need to upgrade that O-line. And for tackle, you got to take the best, second best tackle in the class, which is Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern. He's been going through the mock drafts I've done. He's gone in different places, so this is probably I think a new spot. But I think he's the second best tackle. Very versatile. He has a little bit of guard flexibility if you need him moved in the guard. He's just an overall great pick, and he's a really good pass protector. Probably a better pass. I think he's a better pass protector than run blocker, but he's still good at run blocking. So that'd be great for Justin Herbert, which is their franchise guy, and you want to keep him for a long time. So you got to keep the O-line nice and good. Who we got here is the Vikings, and I think they either need interior defensive line or interior offensive line, and I think you got to go interior offensive line with Elijah Vera-Tucker. He can also play tackle if you want to replace one of your tackles. You can move him there, but he's mainly a guard, and he's actually split time at both, but he's really good at guard as well. A good pass protector will be good for Kirk Cousins, would be good in the run game for Dalvin Cook. It's just an overall really good player for them at 14, and that's like a steal. That would be a steal because I think he's really good. At number 15, it's just already a pick. It's like if they don't pick Kyle Pitts, if Kyle Pitts is still up here, which I don't think he will be, but if he's still up, you have to take him. It's just a no-brainer pick. It's like it's a brain. If you don't pick him, you're dumb, because he's not even a tight end. He's like a wide receiver. His athleticism and his length just gets him by anyone. If you put a linebacker on him, he's too fast for you. He's like the same speed as wide receivers. If you put a cornerback on him or safety, they're too small for him because he's tall and lengthy. So he's just a mismatch nightmare. And I don't know how teams are going to stop him. We'll have to see and find out when he gets in the league. Like, are they going to put like a really, really tall, like, can you find a really tall cornerback that can guard him, like a 6'4" cornerback? I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And here, this is an interesting pick, and I said I was going to switch it up a little bit. I'd probably have Joseph Ossai go to them, but you see that position right here, number 2, running back. You see that running back right there? I think they're going to let Kenyon Drake walk. Didn't look too good there. So I think Travis Etienne is the pick. I think Travis Etienne would fit them better than Najee Harris, even though I think Najee Harris is a little better. But Travis Etienne is so explosive, great pass catcher. If he can get better at pass blocking, which he probably doesn't. I mean, you probably need that in a running back. So if he gets better at that, he'll probably be one of the best overall running backs. Not the best, but he'll be such a good player. I think he'd be a little upgrade over Kenyon Drake if he develops well, and he does really good. Here at 17, I think the Raiders go Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. I think they need help on linebacker and not edge more, because I like Max Crosby a lot. He's such a good player. And Clelin Ferrell, I think was a little too high to pick at number 4, but I think he was 4, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was 4. I don't think you could have picked him there. You might be able to trade up for him later, like the draft, like the teens. But he's been playing really well, and I think those two guys will be the edge of the future, and they'll be really good. So they go linebacker instead, and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who is fast, he can hit hard, he can cover, he can do everything that you would want in a linebacker, and he's just overall the second best linebacker in the draft, I would say. Only behind, where is he? Micah Parsons. But he's more of like a sit-back pass coverage linebacker, not a rusher like Micah Parsons is. Dolphins here, we're going to go same thing as we have been. Najee Harris. They definitely need a running back because I don't think Myles Gaskin is it. I don't think Salvon Ahmed is it. I don't think whoever else they have. I think Najee Harris is the pick. A power guy, can really catch out of the backfield and can block pretty well. He is my best running back in the draft at 1A, 1B with Travis Etienne. He is so good. You might think he's like slow for his size, but he's one of the fastest, probably the fastest in this class other than Etienne at running back position. But he's one of the fastest guys in this class, and that's really good. So then we got the Washington football team. I think they're going to take Kristen Dersh. Yeah, Yeah, I think they go out for a quarterback maybe in the draft in like the later rounds, or they go out for a quarterback in free agency or something like that, or maybe even trade for like Matt Stafford. Yeah, I think they can trade for Matt Stafford. But then if they trade for Matt Stafford, they probably have to give up this pick. So I think that's what's gonna happen. Kristen Dersh, an overall just a really good player. And then
It's calling me.
oh.